So, my name is Ethan. It's been 0 days since I vibe coded. I was just asked to present something like half an hour ago, or however long ago it was that we were sitting out there. So this is not prepared at all. It's not even a replay of something I've previously presented. I want to mirror. Okay, but yeah, when asked what I would present, what came to mind is what I'm currently tinkering with, which is something that I guess you wouldn't have done prior to LLMs coming along and making it super easy to vibe code things, which kind of brings up the whole question of build versus buy. Before, you would have bought a lot more, and now there are things that you might have previously bought which you're like, actually maybe I'll give it a go. And as a humble engineering manager, I would only venture so far as to tackle tools that are not critical to the business. So I've been tinkering with an org planner because it helps me in my job. This is all fake data, so feel free to reach out to any of those people. The tool, yeah, I wanted to use it in my own job. It was as part of upcoming hiring plan we're doing, and I like to see things visually. So we start, as all companies do, in a spreadsheet, and then it's very hard to get a good feel for what the org is actually looking like when you're just looking at rows with different team names. So I asked Claude to whip this up on the train home a few weeks back, and then my manager, the VP, asked if I could make a few tweaks today. So it's still in progress. I'll just quickly walk through it, and then I will actually probably not spend too much time talking about this, because after I said that I would talk about the org planner, I realized there's probably something a little bit more interesting that I did for the company also quite recently, which also is mostly vibe coded, but might be more relatable to other people's problems. So really quickly demo of this. We have the tree view, which is what I like and was happy enough with, but my manager wanted this sort of tree map view, which after seeing it, actually also can see why he'd like that. And the bit that's sort of most in flux at the moment, which is maybe hard to see because it's tiny, is this capacity suggestion logic on the side, which tells what teams can absorb what levels of hires. And yeah, this is, I won't spend too much more talking about this because, you're probably all familiar. You can easily, in one Claude prompt, add something, a feature like light mode or dark mode. Claude seems to prefer to default to dark mode, and my manager said specifically that he, for some, has an eye thing and finds light mode better. So that was added today on the way to work in the train. And yeah, so life is good. So that's basically it. One of the things that I ran into with my own vibe coding and others in work are running into is sharing these assets inside the company. We didn't have a good platform to do that, where we host our production systems on GCP. We don't use many of those platforms like Vercel and Firebase and things like that, and we want to not have so many different things that the IT and platform engineering teams have to be managing. So I know Claude has artifacts. I don't know if you guys have played with the artifacts. It's okay, but it wasn't doing the job for us when it comes to sharing things across the company. So what we really needed was simple static file hosting, which is really like some of the earliest part of the first days of the internet. And it turns out that we've gone through sort of evolution where static file hosting was some of the first things the internet could do. And then it was built into things like Google Drive and all these other Web 2.0 applications, and then subsequently removed because of cross-site scripting risks. So now pretty much none of the tools that you probably have day to day have static file hosting built in. So the solution that I ended up doing, which was even more trivial than putting this together. Was to, well, firstly, I thought, okay, I love Google App Scripts. I don't know if you guys have used them, but if you're ever running into security restrictions at your company because they don't let you use MCPs to access Google Drive and things like that, just ask Claude to give you an app script that can do what you want, and then pop that into the the app script editor. So I thought this might be something I could do to get the static file hosting working, and I was going to have it start by you putting a file into a folder in Google Drive, and then you go to some URL which is running just an app script to load the HTML from that Google Drive file and render it, and that actually worked. But if your HTML page has JavaScript in it, then it doesn't work. So that's where I needed something a little bit more advanced, and decided to deploy a Cloud Run instance. But then, because these are all to be protected internally, I don't know if you've heard of IAP. It's a GCP service. It stands for Identity Aware Proxy. Azure and AWS have their own equivalents. I think Cognito is probably close enough in AWS. But it's a single flag you can use to when you're deploying, that you can make it so people in your company can access it, but anyone outside in the public internet can't, because it basically injects this auth flow. So that's super handy. So now we have I can show you, since we're here to see things. I'll just put the short link. GS, static, yes. So now the Cloud Run instance has role permissions to read from a certain Google Drive folder. I'll zoom in for people. All right, and people just drop stuff in there, and this is me. You can just open these. Oh, maybe not that one. That was a test of a link or something. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. So very trivial problem to solve, but a problem nonetheless. And ironically, the thing that I've gotten the most praise from people in the company is, oh, this has been so helpful for AI enablement that you can now share static files. But yeah, here we are. Happy to take any questions if there are any. While I'm here, quick plug, I suppose, that my company is hiring also pretty much across the board in engineering, and as an engineering manager I have a duty too. Gigs.com, this is our logo. I'll just pull up the careers page and you can... Gigs is what we are doing for telecom is what Stripe did for payments. So you can, if you're building a software or hardware product that needs to have or would like to have data plans added in, instead of going directly to the network providers like AT&T or Vodafone and having a arduous negotiation with them, you can integrate with us, and negotiation is much easier and your access to markets is much quicker. And it's as simple as that. We are growing quite quickly. I don't know if you've seen the launches with Klarna and Revolut and what's it called? Walmart's OnePay product in the US, Chime, Cash App, pretty nice brands. And this is our long list of openings, so don't hesitate to chase me down if you're interested.